Hey guys, we are back with some more Wolfsburg Wolves franchise mode, and in this one we're going to continue the simulation because we really have nothing else to do. We're currently first in our Division 31, 17-2 for 64 points, 9 points ahead of Nashville. And in the last one I did mention that we may need to make some changes. However, Gino's still an 83, and for the most part we've been winning, so I don't want to right now. I'm just going to leave it all the same. We're going to see what happens up until the trade deadline. And if we need to make a move, then we'll make a move. But for right now, I want to keep the lineup the way it is. And we'll see what happens going into the trade deadline here. Alright, so we are at the trade deadline now. And let me know what you guys think of skipping ahead month by month, just so that we can get through things quicker. And I also feel like my commentaries are a little bit more fluent and informative when we do this, because when we're going through the sim day by day, it's like we have a 2-1 win against the Islanders. Nice. All right, let's see what do we have here. We have a 3-2 shootout loss over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then what do we have here? We have a slow simulation. What next? We have a 4-1 win against the Calgary. It's just, I feel like this is a lot more efficient. So let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. And also, we had other than a rough game there, a rough loss against the Vancouver Canucks, who are 29, 27, and 6, we had a very solid month, as I just mentioned before with the first week as I was going through it. 2-1 win, 3-2 shootout loss, and a 4-1 win against Calgary. And then a 7-5 win against Pittsburgh, 4-2 win against Boston, 3-2 win against Montreal, 4-0 win against Philly, 7-4 loss against Vancouver there, then a 6-2 win against Colorado, 3-2 win, 1-0 loss, so the defense was there, offense wasn't, and a 4-3 win against Chicago, and we're here against Florida. We are 40, 19, and 3, that puts us at 83 points, 40, 19, and 3, so I'm fairly certain at this point that we'll be making the playoffs, as long as we don't go on some sort of incredible losing streak towards the end of the season, like a 10 to 15 game losing streak. That would be absolutely atrocious. But let's check out the stats briefly. We're not going to do the in-depth stats just so that we can sort of get through to the end of the season, as we seem to be clicking on all cylinders here. So Aho with 57 points, Homer with 50. So once again, looks like he's on pace for a 65-point season. Not too bad. Kuleshov, 46 points, 18 goals. So he's definitely on pace for that 20-goal season. He might even get 25, depending on the simulation he gets here. Todd Mayer with 46. Looks like he is on pace to beat his career high of 50. And actually, one thing I forgot to do is turn up the injury sliders, because we have yet to have an injury this season between the NHL or AHL. So yeah, definitely going to turn up those injury sliders here in a moment. Aaron Zanetti with 43 points, so it looks like getting back on track. 15 power play points, so the power play might have slowed down there, but his 5-on-5 got going again. 43 points, looks like he's on pace for a career high as well. Trocheck 38, Gurianov 36, Point 35, Jones 34, Malkin, Gino 32, so Gino was at, 21 before, and in that month it looks like he had 11 points, so very, very solid month for Gino. Malkin hits 29, Miller 27, Bohinski with 25. So Tim Bohinski continues to impress in his rookie season in the NHL. 39 games played, 25 points on the top 6 pair. Well, actually on the top 4 pair. He's playing with Provorov. Only 2 power play points. Wow, voice crack. But still, 2 power play points. So 23 even strength points for Tim Bohinski. That is not bad at all for a 21-year-old especially. Stahlberg with 20, Provorov 20, Pablo Pearson with 18, Kondratek 16, Staples with 9, Virtanen with 6. He hasn't played since like November. And Furland, once again, has not played yet, since we have not needed to get him in there. And we'll just check. I'm mainly concerned about face-offs, because that's been a struggle this year compared to most years anyway. Pearson 51%, Aho 50, Point 50, and Trocheck 48. So it stayed pretty consistent for the most part. We'll check on goaltenders as well. Demko 917, he's been consistent. Rodin 925, so he definitely trailed off a little bit there. He had in his first game he had an 843 save percentage, but after that jumped up to like a 956 or whatever ridiculous number that was, and it started to gradually go down as the season has gone on. But nonetheless, still a pretty solid season for Kalle Rodin. Let's check on the AHL. Knight with an 888 in 14 games. And let's see skaters. Johan Carlson with 40 points, so he trailed off a little bit there too. Albrecht with 36. I believe he's actually gotten better, because at one point I think in 23 games he had 8 points, so he's definitely picked up the pace. Cummins with 31. He's a 71 overall. Castles 29. McCormick with 18. Raquel 13. And Yares with 7. So back to the NHL now. I don't think we need to make any trades. We've been hot recently. And yeah, I mean, we've made it to the Stanley Cup Finals twice in a row. Basically with this roster other than Trocheck and Provorov. So there's really no reason to change anything. We're first in goals against per game in our division. We're first in goals for per game. Our power play could be better. We're 18.9%, but it looks like we do most of our scoring 5-on-5 wise. Penalty killing, we're just fine. 84.4, and last 10, 8-2-0. So, and 7 shorthanded goals for as well. So, I'm going to turn the injuries up a little bit here. We'll turn it up to, I guess, 9. Because 7, we've seen absolutely nothing so far. And I'm in the wrong screen. Nice. So, gameplay sliders. Yeah, we're going to turn this up to 9 for both CPU and human. So, we'll see what that does. And if we still need to turn it up, then we'll turn it up. But again, I felt like with 10 or 11 or 12, whatever it was at before, we were getting a little too many. And obviously, we have yet to get any this season. So, see what happens here. Game against Florida right before the trade deadline. And, yeah, we may as well just sim the rest of the season here as long as nothing goes particularly wrong. May as well check the draft class, see the scouts progress. Looks like pretty solid top 5 this year, as usual. And we'll see if there's any gems going late here. So there's DeMarchi, there's Klo going mid-round. Well, mid-round 1, I should say. But not much else. We'll see if there's any low elites, I guess. I mean, there's bound to be tons of those. Yeah, there's Danner. There's Plekhanov. Yeah, I mean, we're really not too concerned about the draft at this point. So we may as well just sim the rest of the season here, and I'll see you guys in 1 second. Alright, so we have finished the season 50, 26-6. We are in the playoffs for sure. 106 points. There you go. We clinched our conference, it looks like. Not the President's Trophy. That belonged to Buffalo once again. But still a pretty solid season. We didn't get any injuries. We got extremely lucky. And I swear, injuries are on. I'm going to show you here, actually, just 1 second. As we go into rules here, injuries are on. And as you saw before, the injury slider is at 9. Currently, and before it was at 7. So we just, either 7 was too low, or we got extremely lucky this season and didn't get any injuries whatsoever. So as we go into player stats, we'll check out the final stats for the season, and we'll check out all the other analytics as well. So, Aho was 72, 30 goals as well. Zanetti picked up the pace, 60 points for the 21-year-old, 24 goals, 36 assists. Okay, so it's been a bit since that last clip. I have no idea where I was, but I'll just kind of guess here. We were talking about power play points, 19 power play points for Aaron Zanetti, so 41 points on the third line, not too bad. Playing with Gino Malkin and Vincent Trocheck. 52 takeaways to 35 giveaways. 101 hits, so hit per game, more than a hit per game. Maddox Homer with a 59-point season, so around 60 points. I'm alright with that. Especially with how, what's the word I'm looking for? How how much depth we have at forward. I mean, when you take a look at just forwards here, you have Mayer with 57 points, Trocheck 48, Gurianov 44, Point 44, Malkin 39, Miller 32. Miller's on the first line. It's worth noting, but he does work pretty well with Homer and Aho with the way they play. Hintz with 32, Stahlberg 24, Pearson with 22, and that is it for forwards, at least in terms of points. And then defensively, you got Kuleshov with 56, Jones 47, Tim Bohinski with 34 points in 59 games. I mean, if that's stretched out over the course of the entire season, he probably has around where Jones has right now with 47. I mean, that's a really, really nice rookie season for Tim Bohinski. I wouldn't be surprised if he played a full season, he might have been in the conversation for the Calder. He really might have. Provorov with 22, Kondratek 18, Staples with 10. Virtanen did not play since November. So let's take a look at total shots. Zanetti had the most with 212. And then Homer 206, 204 for Gurianov and Aho, 202 for Kuleshov. So a core group of players, all kind of a mix between snipers and playmakers, which I like to see. Malkin 165, Trocheck 152, Mayer 148, Bohinski 141, and if you extend that over the course of the entire season, 141, that's more like 180 something. So that is a really, really good simulator that we got here in Tim Bohinski. Jones with 133, Miller 120, and all these guys down here. Shooting percentage, Aho and Point led the way with over a 14% each. Miller 13.3. So even though he didn't really get much offense this season, 16 goals, 120 shots, 13.3% of them went in. Gurianov 12.3, Zanetti 11.3 on 212 shots, 24 goals for him. As a playmaker, that's not too bad. And he seems to be, again, one of those kind of mixed kind of players that does a little bit of everything. And now he's even taken his physical game up a notch. 101 hits. He's good defensively. Can't ask for much else from him. Power play points. Zanetti had the most with 19. Power play goals. Aho had the most with 9. Let's see who had the shorties here. Shorthanded goal. 2 shorthanded goals by Trocheck. 2 for Mayer. 1 for Hintz. 1 for Bohinski. Okay. And then 1 for Stahlberg. Face-off wise, we kind of struggled here all year. Pearson 51. Aho basically 51. Point 50.6. And Trocheck 49.3. So, yeah, we started out rough. Then we got better as the season went on, but then midway through the season, it appears we just flatlined with face-offs, which I guess I'm all right with, especially since we had a winning record. Hits, Trocheck 145, Miller 142, Jones 141, Aho 136, Homer 120, Kondratek 118, Guryanov 114, Provorov 106, Zanetti 101, Hintz 94, Stahlberg 83, Pearson 70, Mayer 67. So even Todd Mayer got his physical game up there a little bit. Only had 38 hits last season, 67 this season. Not too bad for takeaway master Todd Mayer. Kuleshov 61, Malkin 38.32, Staples 29. These are all the guys who we know don't hit. Besides Virtanen, who of course didn't play the full season, and then Bohinski with 11 hits in 59 games. That is fine with me, as he had a phenomenal offensive season. Now, defensively. So Mayer gave away the puck 57 times, but he took it away 118 times. I would imagine quite a few of those giveaways are from being on the penalty kill. That's what I noticed with players, is that if you put them on the penalty kill, they generally have more giveaways. So nonetheless, a solid season for Todd Mayer. Again, wish the giveaways were down there, but this was his first season on the penalty kill. Every other season, he has either been on the third or second line and power play time only. No penalty kill time in the previous 3 seasons that he's been in the NHL. So, again, kind of hurt his ratio a little bit there, but it was very much a necessary change for the penalty kill in order to get going there. Homer, 67 to 46, he's good. 62 to 44 for Aho. 54 to 37 for Miller. So that's really good because Miller was at one point at a 6 to 11 at the beginning of the season. So I'm really glad we took him off the penalty kill. His ratio got a lot better when we took him off. Zanetti, 52 to 35. Trocheck could have been better, 52 to 64. 50 to 45 for Hintz. 46 to 47 for Gurianov. 37 to 53 for Gino, kind of rough there. 36 to 59 for Jones, that's good. Provorov, 31 to 60, that's good for a defenseman. Point and Pearson, 27-23 for both of them. Kuleshov, 25 to 43, that's good for him. 23 to 42 for Stahlberg, not good. Ugh. Bohinski, that's not really a good ratio for a defenseman, but again, he's getting offense a lot. So that's kind of understandable. Staples, 20 to 54. Kondratek, 20 to 81. Keep in mind, he is on the penalty kill, so that's why I think his numbers are kind of inflated in terms of the giveaways. But nonetheless, kind of a bad ratio anyway. He fights Stahlberg with 5, Mayer with 2, Staples, Jones, Virtanen, and Aho with 1. And goaltenders, Thatcher Demko, 920. He was very good for the majority of the year. He had a rough start, but as the year went on, he just got better and better and better. So that's why I expect out of Demko, 5 shutouts. 928 for Kalle Rodin. Looks like he got his save percentage under control at the end of the season, so that's good to see. And we'll check out the AHL as well. Knight, 893 save percentage. That got a little bit better from when we last checked, which I believe was an 888. So he didn't get too many wins. Well, then again, neither did the team. Sandstrom had 22. But still, pretty solid rookie season for Peyton Knight in the AHL. He's only a 58 overall. Don't really expect too much of him as of right now. Albrecht actually passed Carlson in point scoring, which is odd considering Carlson had like 20 points in the first 23 games and Albrecht only had 8. So Albrecht really turned it on towards the end there, and Carlson really slowed down. Wolf with 46th franchise player, Wolf. Cummins with 38. Castles with 36. He's a 78 overall. McCormick with 22 points. He's a 66. Raquel. That's not Raquel. Raquel with the 21-point season. He is a medium top 9 now, 63 overall. I could have sworn he was a low elite. And Yara's with a 10-point season on the back end, 61 overall offensive defenseman. Offensive awareness is at 72. Team stats, goals for per game, we were first in our division, 3.15. Goals against per game, we were also first in our division, 2.46. Power play, 19.6. Could have been better for sure to end off the season, but you know what? We got 50 wins. We won our division. I can't complain too much, but it is something to take into consideration going into the playoffs, considering special teams are pretty important at that point in the season. Penalty kill, 84.3, so it stabilized towards the end of the season. I like to see that. 7 shorthanded goals for, same as when we last checked. 6-3-1 in our last 10. Home 24-15-2. Away 26-11-4. So there we go. There is the rest of the regular season for year number 8. We'll check out the draft class just to see if our scouts have uncovered anyone new in terms of gems going in the late rounds. And still got that medium franchise there, but he's only 2-bar. Not entirely sure on him. Let's see other guys. Yeah, I mean, McLeod. You got Rob McLeod in there, who may be a medium elite. Maybe. So we'll pin him for sure. And of course, you got a bunch of low elites there as well. Ferrero, Plekhanov, Danner, Doughty, Hunwick. Almost said Hansik. There's probably some medium top 6s here as well. Yep, you got a few top 6s. One going late as well. Peter Tatacek. Definitely pinning him. So all there's left to do is to see who we are facing in the playoffs, as we don't know yet because Colorado and Nashville aren't exactly set in stone yet. So we're going to see who we're facing in round number 1. It'll be Minnesota in round number 1. So let's check out the lines of the Minnesota Wild. Ivan Lodnia, of course. Jack Hughes, the soon-to-be New Jersey Devil, is currently in this universe on the Minnesota Wild, 96 overall. My goodness. And Silas Bird. Why was that so hard to say? Ernesto Swanson, Braden Shen, and Matthias Markstrom. So Jack Hughes, man, that's gonna be that's gonna be rough. Brock Nelson, 81 overall. Eriksson Ek, 84. Cody, 83. Tyler Bertuzzi, Kunin, and Kvasha makes up their forward core. Defensively, Houtonen and Dumba, Vukovic and Pionk, and then Hicketts and Bear. And in goal, they have Leonard and Capo Kakinen. And then scratch Grizzlick and McCabe. So they're entirely relying on this man, Jack Hughes. Went first overall in 2019 in the game, and will likely go first overall in 2019 in real life as well. To my New Jersey Devils, who are going to look absolutely filthy down the middle. Hughes. I'm not going to keep talking about the Devils because I could talk about them all day with the center depth that they have now. But still, got to worry about this man in between Ladnia and Bird. Obviously, Ladnia and Bird aren't as big of threats as Hughes is, but still, you definitely got to watch out for that first line with the 96 overall there. So in the playoffs, first round, we have Buffalo versus New Jersey, Tampa Bay versus Ottawa, Islanders versus Detroit, Washington versus Pittsburgh, and in the West, we have San Jose versus Nashville, Vegas versus Vancouver, Winnipeg versus St. Louis, and your Wolfsburg Wolves versus the Minnesota Wild. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next one in round number 1 of the Year 8 playoffs.